Good morning from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and welcome to the vlog. I got here yesterday. It was honestly a fine travel day, but the times were awful because when you fly to Chattanooga really from anywhere, there's really no good option. I always have to make a connection because it's a small airport, and when you're flying west to east, the time changes just are awful. I left my apartment in LA at 3 a.m. LA time, got here 5 p.m. Chattanooga time, which honestly isn't like that horrible. Maybe. It's either like you leave at the crack of dawn in LA and get to Chattanooga at a decent time, or you leave LA at a decent time and get to Chattanooga at a bad time, or you do a red eye. And I don't really like red eyes, so I went with leaving my house at 3 a.m. But I'm here now, so it doesn't matter. I showered and went to bed at 6 p.m. last night, and now it is like 11 a.m. So my mother is probably very concerned for my well-being. I'm the first of like the family here, besides the people that live here. I think my sister is coming tonight. I think my cousins maybe are coming tonight or tomorrow, and I think my brother's coming tomorrow. It's definitely the calm before the storm. Today is probably the most quiet it'll be for the rest of the week. I am hoping my mother bought me cold brew. I didn't ask her to. I'm just hoping that she did. I mean, I'm 26 and I still like have stuff in my parents' home. I am scared for the day that they eventually make me take all of my shit, because it's so nice that like I can just come home and pick any of these sweatshirts. So I don't have to pack a ton of stuff because I have options here. It was between this and a sorority sweatshirt, so I went with this one. I've actually never been to Newport, but I think this is probably better than my sorority that I've been out of for years. Ooh, it smells like home. No one can smell their own like scent of their home growing up. Like I remember that was like a phenomenon in middle school. We were all like, I can't smell my own house, but I can smell your house. And then once you leave your house, you come back, you like kind of smell it a little bit more. The smell of your house is like 80% laundry detergent and then 20% just whatever your family has going on with their personal habits. I use the same laundry detergent that my mother does. There's just something about it that is like slightly different from when I wash my clothes in LA. And I don't know what it is, because we both use Cheer detergent. Just something to do with these walls. But that hit. That smells good. Let's go see if there's coffee. I finally got pictures in my commit to the bit sweater, and people really seem to like it, which is nice. Now I actually have to finish editing my Friendsgiving vlog, which is already up by the time you're watching this. I need to finish that before Thursday, before real Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna work on that. I'm just sitting on the couch with my dogs cozied up by the fire. Oscar is laying by the fire. He's obsessed with the fire. When he gets up, his fur is so hot. So my family is not a turkey trot family. We've never been a turkey trot family. More so it's that my cousin is a big runner. She's always been a big runner, but as of late is really doing a lot of races and wins all of the races in her age group. So she suggested that we do the turkey trot. Growing up, we never did it. I also grew up on the mountain. I don't even know if there's a turkey trot on the mountain. You'd probably have to come down the mountain, which like we're not gonna do Thanksgiving morning at the crack of dawn. But now we live off the mountain, so it's much easier to go to it. And I've done this one before that like starts at Coolidge Park in town. When I was a big runner in college, my sister and I spearheaded doing the turkey trot, and it was like an 8K or something, and we did it then. This one I think is like a 5K, so we're just gonna walk it. I think my cousin is gonna walk it too. We were trying to get her to like see if she could win it, but I think we're just gonna end up walking. I think my brother's gonna come too. I also think my cousin Meg is bringing her dog that she is fostering right now. I think it's the one that she's fostering. She has so many animals. Ooh, yeah. This race is actually especially funny because basically we're starting on one side of the river, we're going to the other side of the river, and the race takes you over the river again and then back over the river. So we're gonna end up walking the walking bridge 4 times. But that's just a part of our own personal turkey trot. I've been told that I was overreacting about how cold it is outside, so we've changed to my lighter jacket and no hat and no gloves. So I hope that my mother is right because I'm nervous.
I remember all them summers, playing till my fingers bled. We'd sing songs and I'd sing with them. We'd get drunk and go to bed. Looking back at all them memories, Lord, I hate to sleep alone. If you ever get the notion that you need me, let me know. 'Cause it's just 2 hours to get there, babe. I can make it back about an hour or so. Hold you close against my skin. Need a little warmth on a night so cold. Singing songs you used to sing. The one about the lady in the long black veil. Should have seen the warning signs. Lord, I love to hear you well. High and lonesome, hard and strong. Even if it was a little out of tune. Hotter than socks on a Jersey giant. Lord, I thought you hung around.
This is my Thanksgiving outfit. Really nothing insane. After the race, I showered, had some coffee and some cinnamon rolls, watched a little bit of the parade, and now I'm dressed for the actual Thanksgiving dinner, lunch. I think we're aiming for 2 p.m. It'll probably end up being 3 p.m. because that's just like how Thanksgiving goes. My dad and my sister and my cousin went to the country club to pick up our turkey and stuff. Growing up, we used to make pretty much everything, except maybe eventually we stopped making the turkey and we started picking up the turkey. Now we've graduated to picking up the turkey and various other sides from the club, and we make what we want to make. This year, I think we're making the sweet potato casserole, spinach madeleine, which is like a dish that my mom always makes. We're making a salad. So we make a few things, but the majority of things we just pick up. It's just easier on my parents, and there's just, it all tastes good, you know? Like there's no sense in just stressing over it. For some of the casseroles that we decided to make, I think we have to like pop those in the oven and stuff. And then we have to go pick up my grandmother on the mountain, so we need to go get her and bring her back down. Yeah, that's what's going on. Oh, I made a back panel of a vest, you know, just like the vest that I always make, because when I'm traveling, it's like I want to knit on my flights and just like during downtime. When I'm between projects and I don't really want to come up with like a new thing to do, sometimes I just make panels. I don't have to decide what I'm gonna put on the front. But I was actually thinking I could make this just say 96, like the year I was born. I think that would be cute, like apostrophe 96, just in black, so it's more neutral, so I could wear it with like my more colorful turtlenecks. But I don't know. I'm gonna go downstairs because I've been up here for a while just knitting and refreshing my phone. You know how that goes. So I'm gonna go back downstairs and hang out with my family.
A few days after Thanksgiving, I decided to go on a walk one morning by the Hunter Museum and the Bluffview Arts District, which is one of my favorite areas in Chattanooga because I just think it's so pretty, and it's by a bakery and a coffee shop and my favorite restaurant. I decided to sit in the sculpture garden and talk to you guys about probably me just being over analytic, over dramatic. I don't know. I think I just think about my feelings too hard, and sometimes feelings can just be feelings. I don't know why I have to like apply meaning to every single emotion I have. Anyways, it was so windy and the audio was absolute trash. Like I really can't stress enough how windy it was. The wind was like blowing my camera off of this bench. So I think actually it's a blessing in disguise, because listening back to this audio, not only is it bad quality, but I also kind of hate everything that I was saying, so I will not be putting that online unless I have a podcast one day and for some reason the topic I was discussing comes up again in some way or another. But yeah. Fun fact, this bridge used to be called the Glass Bridge, and it was made out of glass panels, but so many of the glass panels would shatter that they ended up just replacing it with these like metal grates. So it used to be able to see through to the road below. One time when my mom and I used to walk our dogs, we stepped on one and we heard it crack, so that was pretty scary.
One thing about me is that I start knitting a project as I'm vlogging, and then I'm just so focused on knitting that I forget to update my vlog. Long story short, I ended up making an entire piece and not showing you the process of it in any way whatsoever, but I'm gonna show you guys the finished product. I guess that's what counts, kind of. This is a shrug that comes across the back, and it has thumb holes, which is just like
really everything. I've been seeing shrugs similar to this because I think like ballerina fashion is in style. But the thing that made me decide to make this is that I was watching Lizzie McAlpine's NPR Tiny Desk, and she was wearing a shrug very similar to this. It wasn't knitted, but I saw her wearing it and it looked so cute on her that I decided to try to investigate and see if I could figure out how to make it. And I did. It's actually like very deceivingly easy to make. It's basically like a rectangle, and then you like pull the corners around your armpits and seam it, and then pick up the stitches and do the sleeve. And then once you get to the thumb holes, you're in the round. Instead of going like around and around and around, you go like around, stop, around, stop, around, stop. And then you make an opening, and then you continue in the round to like close the thumb hole off. I'm out of breath explaining all of that. What I'm trying to say is that it's actually one of the easiest things I've ever made, but it looks hard. This is a really fun project, and I'm really excited to like write the pattern, sell it on Etsy so like other people can make it and be fashionable and in style, because I think it's so cute. And I want to make more, but I think I want to make one that's like really funky and a bunch of different colors. Sorry for not showing you the process of it. I was just like so wrapped up with like spending time with my family and like knitting on the couch and like having a mild depressive episode, ignoring text messages from friends in town that I haven't seen 6 months because I like couldn't leave the house for reasons that only make sense to me, and knitting in pajamas all day. So you guys get it. I am a little nervous about what deodorant is gonna do to this sweater. I leave Chattanooga tomorrow. I have no more yarn to knit on the plane with. So got the yarn. I am going to end this home for Thanksgiving vlog with a question and answer. What's been the best Christmas gift you've received? I don't know how old I was, probably like 6 or 7. My parents gave me an easel and a light blue beret, which I still own, the light blue beret and the easel. I think the easel's in storage. I wanted to be a painter when I was little, so they gave me the whole setup and like canvases and paint. I can still remember seeing it as I walked into our living room on Christmas morning. It was just a wonderful gift. Fave holiday treat. For Thanksgiving, I love pecan pie. For Christmas, I really love peppermint bark. My sister and I will also sometimes make like a dark chocolate bark with like pretzels and M&Ms and stuff in it, and that's always really good. Oh, my dad also always comes home from his office with these like chocolate covered peanuts and like chocolate covered almonds. My mom always buys the mint M&Ms and like puts them in a bowl at our house. Those are also very good. Holiday themed knitting plans. I don't have a sweater planned. I don't have like a holiday party that I'm attending as of yet. Like our friends haven't planned that. So I feel like once we set that date, then I'll be more inspired to make a Christmas sweater. But as of right now, no, I don't have any holiday themed knitting plans. Are beagles the best breed of dogs? I do have 2 beagles in Tennessee. I do think they're one of the best breeds. I like multiple breeds of dogs. I grew up with a golden retriever named Ozzy. My beagles now are named Oscar and Otis. I don't know why they all have O names. It's just how it worked out. I like St. Bernese mountain dogs. I think Dalmatians are just so pretty. I love sheep dogs. Weimaraners I think are so pretty. I like a lot of dogs. I think in general I like bigger dogs. Our beagles are pretty small because we live in like a smaller home now, but I think if you have like a good sized yard, like a big dog is so fun. Where is one place you've always wanted to spend the holidays? I don't know, I've never really like thought of like doing like a destination Christmas trip because I've always just like been at home for Christmas and Thanksgiving. I think I would pick like England, Scotland, Ireland. I don't know, that feels like so festive and fun, and also like chilly and cold. Initial review of the Anthropologie chairs so far. Okay, so I just got Anthropologie chairs. If you watched, I think it was like 2 vlogs ago now. Initial review so far is that I like them. I think the main thing I like about them is that they are very wide and like roomy, and I can like get my knees like up in the chair, and I think that there are a lot of dining chairs that aren't that comfortable and you don't want to like spend a lot of time in them, which is why I picked these chairs, is because I wanted to work at my dining table, which I've done. My friends and I have started calling it a we work. Sarah will come over and work at the dining table. One of Megan's co-workers came over and worked at the dining table. The chair itself I really like, but more than the chair, I really like the environment it has created for me and my friends to get work done, have the doors open, and be able to like be outside while being inside. It's been a very great working space. I also think they're really cute. What would it take for you to learn to crochet? Probably a lot, because I have just like so many knitting projects that I haven't done yet that I think I would have to exhaust all of those ideas until I finally was like, I guess I'll learn to crochet. I guess I'll finally take the plunge. What's your favorite Christmas song? The first one that comes to mind is that I love Oh Holy Night, specifically the part where it's like, fall on your knees, oh hear the angel voice says, oh night divine. Divine. Tips for not falling back into old habits / feelings at home. I always feel like I regress. This is a really good question because that was the whole section of the vlog that I cut out. I feel like a lot of people talk about like, oh, family drama at Thanksgiving and there's bound to be a fight and arguing about religion and politics at Thanksgiving, which is true. Families have that, some more than others. But I feel like people don't discuss those feelings of regression as much as they talk about like, oh, be careful around the Thanksgiving dinner table. Be careful, you're going to feel like you're a 15-year-old in your childhood bedroom while you're home with your parents for a week or two. So I was talking about that in all of that audio that I cut out. So I don't really know how to deal with those feelings clearly because I was saying that I didn't know how to deal with those feelings in that clip. I guess the piece of advice I could give is with most things that I think are difficult to get through in life, I always remind myself that time marches on and things will end. The holidays end. You will be able to go back wherever you live. Just embrace all of the good feelings of the holidays and ignore all of the bad feelings. They're inevitable. I really don't know how to deal with them. I'll let you know if I figure it out. Favorite drink for the holiday parties? Milk punch. If you watch my Friendsgiving vlog, that is the holiday drink that we had. Also, my father has made it for Christmas for us for a couple of years. It's a New Orleans drink and it's very delicious. Advice on moving away from home in early 20s. College felt temporary, but this feels scary. I think college has like a built-in safety net in a lot of ways. People around your age are provided to you, so it's easier to make friends. It's not hard to figure out where to live. There are dorms or there are houses near campus where people typically live. I just think there's a lot of things that like you don't have to figure out when it comes to like being an adult. Whereas when you move to a different city and you're not in college, it's how do I make friends? Because I'm not walking around campus with a bunch of other 20-somethings. How do I find where I want to live? There's not like a campus that I need to be on or be around. I can live anywhere in the city. This is a hard one for me to answer. I've always loved that feeling of uncertainty of like not being near my parents or like not knowing anyone in a new city. I've always like kind of thrived on that feeling. I think what you could do is kind of like change the way you're thinking about it. Instead of thinking like, wow, this is so scary, I know no one in this city, think, wow, this is so great, I know no one in this city, because you get to pick the things you want to do now. Whereas when you're in high school or college, it's just like, oh, well, I'm friends with these girls because they were on my hall freshman year. Oh, I'm friends with these girls because they're in my sorority. Oh, I'm living in this apartment because it's closest to the business school. Whereas now it's like, no, I'm friends with this person because I decided to go to the farmer's market and go up to her and compliment her on her top, and we hit it off, and then we followed each other on Instagram, and then I DM'd her to get coffee, and guess what? She invited me out to meet all of her friends. You get a say in it, whereas in college I felt like all of the things just happened to me instead of like me making them happen. I don't have advice on making it feel less scary because it is still scary. Everything is now very intentional, which means you have to make more effort because you have to make things happen. They're not happening to you, but it's also very empowering. Like you get to pick everything instead of everything being picked for you. It's like a game of Sims. Change the way you're thinking about it, which might not be what you want to hear, but that's really all I can come up with at the moment. So favorite Christmas ornament you own? I think my favorite kinds of ornaments are the ones that we made when we were kids. My mom still hangs all of the little things that we made in like pre-K and kindergarten, and I just think those are so sweet, especially the ones that like feature a picture of you when you were that age. Christmas decor, traditional or modern, aka wild colors or beige/neutrals. I really do not like aesthetic and clean Christmas trees. A Christmas tree should like look like a child decorated it. When do you put up your tree and Christmas decorations? Not before Thanksgiving, hopefully as soon as possible so it is out in our dining room for as long as possible. We haven't done it yet and it's a few days after Thanksgiving now. So what's your favorite piece of holiday decor? First thing that comes to mind is this silver Santa Claus that my mom puts in the powder room downstairs that has like a wind up thing on the bottom. I think it plays Jingle Bells. I'm actually embarrassed that I can't remember exactly what Christmas song it plays. Every time I go pee during the holidays, I wind it up because instead of being on my phone on the toilet, I just touch the decoration and get that all gross and germy. So favorite holiday tradition, my grandparents had a tablecloth that all of the kids would sign every year, and then after you like signed it with pen, my grandmother would go in and sew over it. And that was sweet because then we would use that tablecloth and you could see all of the different signatures over the years. And we still have the tablecloth and put it out, but we don't sign it anymore. I guess we need to get a new one. What activity do you do when you're home that makes it feel like you never left? Watching trash reality TV with my mom on the couch all day. Why is it taking me months to break up with my boyfriend? My best guess is that you're afraid to be alone, which is valid, but you're doing him a disservice if you're still with him and you don't want to be with him anymore. And you're doing yourself a disservice. Rip off the Band-Aid. What seasons are Folklore and Evermore respectively? Folklore is back to school and Evermore is when you're home for the holidays. That's enough for questions. I think I need to end this vlog. I have to shower and go downstairs and watch more trash reality television with my mother before I go to bed and leave tomorrow. So thank you for watching this vlog. Subscribe if
if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So bye.